Welcome to Country Kickback, where you'll hear the latest music from performers you already know and discover new music and artists from around the world. If you have an artist you'd like us to chat with, reach out to the team at countrykickback.com, or you can watch our live videos and more by following us on social media and YouTube. Here is your host, Danny Shaw, with the latest from Country Kickback.
Hello everybody. Last show for the day. I've been driving people nuts today with show after show. So welcome. This is the second time we've had you on.
Pleasure, yeah, exactly.
No UHF this time. You were in the farm last time we had you on, but how have you been? You've only just got here.
Literally, I got in last night, but I got to the stage at home yesterday, just put the stuff in the car and drive. I was filthy. You know,
how old? How far have you
got to go? It's only about 5 hours.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But normally at 4 o'clock start in the morning to get ahead of the heat in the livestock.
Yes.
By the time I got here last night, I was just ready for a little nap, I think.
Yeah, a little nap, no shows. You've been coming to the festival for a long time. Do you have a favourite venue here or a favourite thing that you get to see each time?
A couple of great ones. I loved the Moonshiners.
Yeah, Moonshiners is great. Yeah.
I do love where we're playing by the town hall, but I've done a lot there outside music too, so I know that venue very well. Played West Leagues a lot over the years.
I love
my
West
favourite
Leagues,
no longer exists, which is the old Tamworth Workers, which is way too young.
Oh, like
but it was a beautiful timber venue. It sounded great.
Oh, that would have been beautiful. I think for me, I really like the town hall. It's got a lot of feel. And Fan Zone, I love that they have such a mix on there. And I really like the sprinklers.
Yeah, and what's the other family? The family.
Oh, yeah, the Family Hotel.
That's a really
yes.
cool place.
Yeah. I went to the River Stage the other day. That was a nice little venue, nice a little bit of a breeze and a bit more of a relaxed
I'm
feel.
delighted they're actually using the river because I mean it's either flooding or usually this hot, and that's having a water orange venue for well.
So nice. Now you've come straight from the farm. How are you guys going out there? Because you guys have had a lot of rain this year, haven't you?
In the first week of November, we were as short of service water, and I was as concerned as we were at the end of the 2018-2019 drought because 2023 was predominantly a drought year. None of us realised until we were going, hang on, now we're in trouble.
No water.
It started raining the second week in November, hasn't stopped since. And it's just divine. I haven't seen home look like this in January, I don't think ever.
No, it's great. I mean, because I've seen a few photos of the farm. Jared shared a few with me, and there's like waterfall. And I remember you were going to have your concert in December, and they had to stop it because of the risk of fire.
Oh, that's right.
And that was dry, all of that, and it's now a full river flowing.
And now you probably bog all over again.
It's crazy, yeah. Well, we're from Tassie, and we come off farms, and it's a bit the same. You go from one extreme to the next. We haven't had
I've been going to Tasmania for 37 years. The first time I toured with the Dolphins, I've been in love with the place ever since. But people don't recognise how much the Midlands spends how much time the Midlands spends in drought.
Yes,
it's
always.
State.
Yeah. Well, you can see it if you drive from Launceston through to Hobart. You can see it change. It almost changes at Campbelltown, and you can just see. Mum always says it's the trees. There's not as many trees there anymore because they've all died off, but you can see it's just completely different land. And those farmers don't ever get a break.
Yeah, look, I've found for a long time, I had a wonderful bloke in charge of lighting called Tex Whitney, but they're from Campbelltown. He was always saying it's either bucketing down and it gets hot there too, which everybody does.
Everybody thinks it doesn't. They're like, oh, it's only 25, but 25 here and 25 anywhere on the mainland, totally different. And you will burn, even if it's cold, you will burn. You will. You've recently played a few shows down in Tassie, haven't you? Yeah. Was that last year, 2023? Yeah, it was, earlier in the year.
Attended the National Hep Conference down there in Hobart, which is in Launceston, rather. I love Lonnie. I love both the cities, but Launceston I just love.
Launceston is so
nice.
Smithton, beautiful.
Really, very cool state.
Very nice state. We're very lucky. We just don't tell people when they come. No, and honestly, at the moment, Tassie, since COVID, the music has just grown in Tassie. It's just, we get such a hunger for it. And because we were able to still have shows, whereas everywhere else was locked down, especially the country music scene, scene that's just grown down there. It's so special.
We played at Mole Creek 3 years ago.
Yes,
that
you
was
did.
as much fun as I've had for a long time.
Isn't it gorgeous? It's middle of nowhere, but it is absolutely beautiful.
I mean, that's a great venue.
I know. Yeah, they are really good, and they do really nice food. Well,
Sure
they say really good. So if you do ever get down, I think they're usually February, March. Their festival, I think the Mole Creek Hotel. I can't remember what they call it now. It's another one. We've got another one in Smithton coming up. The Smithton Devil Country Muster. There's lots of ones. Yeah, so you have to come back down. But tomorrow you play your Tamworth show. Your one Tamworth show at 1 o'clock.
Jared, who starts at 1.
Starts at 1, and then you're on 2.
For your viewers and listeners, Jared is remarkable, but I also have seen him on a quad bike at home in -5 in the middle of August while they're trying to save 3 or 4 of sheep. So he's one of my absolute favourites. He's just a real deal. So.
Actually, seeing how he was this time last year to what he is, the time on the farm has done him so well. We've been looking with Due South at doing some things on the farm and some music shows, but also some shows for the first responders and emergency services and things. The veterans, and Jared's like, can I come and work? He's just so, he's so good. Deal. Really good, hard worker, genuine guy.
Yeah.
I think he's an old man in a young person's body. Yeah.
So he opened the show, then we launched the album, which was finished recording the album we released tomorrow in July of 2022. So sometimes it's got to be patient.
How do you feel sitting on them? That must be really hard.
It's frustrating in as much as that I know what's on this album, and I'm allowed to be a fan of it. Yep, I sang it. Yep, I was involved in writing all the songs, co-writing songs. It's the musicianship on the album that I've listened to it probably 100 times now, and I never ever tire of it. I hope that people who delve into it recognise that it's just exemplary playing. So the producer's a guy called Larry Campbell, who he and his partner in crime, Justin Whip, have produced 3 Grammy-winning albums for Levon Helm, who was the drummer from the band, and Bill Payne from Little Pete played piano, Lincoln Schfelder, who's Boss Gags' bass player. But it was a cast of 11
incredible people,
And the fun part, from my perspective, was, and I said repeatedly during the making of the album, there was no one in the studio with anything left to prove. We've all done what we wanted to do, and
put it all
the rest
into
of it was just there to make the best album we could.
How do you go? Like, I know, obviously, by the time you get to the studio, you've got those amazing musicians, but from a writing perspective and getting ready to record that album, you don't generally go, I'll write 1 to 10 and they're going on the album. You go through quite a few songs before you get that album. How do you choose? There is no
right number, but I would say to arrive at a 10 or 11 track album, you need to have been through about 100 songs.
Yeah.
And you need to just peel it back until the songs that wind up on the album are the ones that you can't not have. That's it's a wonderful saying about rehearsal: don't practice till you get it right, practice till you can't get it wrong. With the determination of which songs make an album, you do wind up with the ones that you just know have to be recorded.
I think that's the thing. It's just, and everyone has such a different process
that's
too.
Right.
But I've always said, and I know my audience hear all the time, it's a diary. It's a story, and you're telling it from the start to the finish of the album. And that's what I miss about music now. We don't tend to release a lot of albums. It's a single world.
Well, I was just having this conversation with my fiance 48 hours ago. I'm often asked to compare the music and the music industry today to when I started 37 years ago.
Different.
And one of the things, I think there are definitely individually great songs being produced, but I do have a nostalgia and feel sorry for a generation that didn't grow up with the excitement of an album, because you start
100%.
the process, and if they're properly constructed, you put it on, you leave it on. And then that takes you somewhere for an hour and 10 minutes.
It does.
Particularly if you're a traveller and you do a lot of driving. That's good for 400 or 500 k's, a good album.
Yes, exactly, That's how I always listen to an album. An album, I always get in the car, go for a drive. Whether I need to go for a drive or not, that's my, it sinks in better, and I am later.
It's also one of the best stereos you'll get too, because pretty much surround sound, and always spend the time fiddling with the EQ, make sure they're a bit in the back.
Exactly, If someone messes with it. Don't you touch that.
It was perfect, you weren't going to improve it.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. No, it's always been my spot. But the other thing I think is sad, winding the tapes back. You're never going to...
I only just recently finished the conversation. You're too young to have been travelling when it was a thing, but litter. people used to not believe that they kept their rubbish in the car.
100%.
But what you would see is meters of tapes that had finally
I
been
know,
chewed.
yes.
One's
Flying
too
out
often,
the
one
window,
cassette player.
yes.
Gotta go.
I had some artists down not long ago, and I had VCR. It was your VCR.
Yeah,
It was the This Road video, and I pulled it out, and my niece didn't know what it was, and I thought, how can you not know what this is? And I realized I pulled a tape out, and my friend's son, he's like, oh, they've given me two. One's got A and one's got B. And I'm like, well, I know that's the same tape. And he could not understand it. It was just so crazy. I thought, no, you need to come and sit down and have a lesson. We're going to play this.
My manager quite some time ago called Jeff Chandler had one of his daughters pull out the vinyl album.
Oh, I love vinyl.
That CDs were big back then, weren't they? That's old.
But you're getting vinyl back now. And I've even seen artists release tapes.
Yeah, I didn't know that tape. We're definitely doing a limited vinyl release.
It's great. It's great. That's my favourite way.
The whole thing about the artwork, it's a big thing. You pick it up, you look at it.
You read I remember growing up reading every single name, and I knew who played on whose album before I even understood what they were doing. And you don't get that on a single. I look for it, and there's no information. Exactly. I think, where's the credit to all the artists that have put work to this? You know, the guitarist is still an artist, the fiddle player is still an artist. We don't get their names anymore, and it's not the same. So it's great to see you putting an album out. It's great to see you've got merch coming. You've got the hemp also happening.
And strangely enough, I've been an advocate of hemp and its re-emergence for 30 years.
Yeah.
And all the merchandise for an album called Earth and Sea, which is a double album in 1996. All merchandise that was a hemp-based product.
Oh, so was it really?
Yeah, it's really great to have. And people still have T-shirts from them.
I reckon I do too, probably.
It's just a lot of things have come together, culminating in tomorrow when it's officially released. We'll still distribute by single and file and blah blah blah. But it's an album.
It's an album. It's a story to enjoy. That's our trip home music.
Good.
That's what we'll be doing with it. But yes, if people want to get involved with either the hemp side or your music side, how can they? What's the best place to reach out?
The best thing is to go to the jamesblundell.com site.
Yes.
And then branch out from there. Because they've got some amazing people that are blessed to they've chosen to work with me, which I love. And
so good.
It's all really user friendly. You can disappear down any rabbit hole you choose to.
Exactly right. So they can reach out and grab that. But tickets tomorrow, you sold out? Not quite.
Not sold out. And it's a big venue. There's 900 seats. I think we're about halfway there.
Halfway there. So if you guys want to come tomorrow, it starts at 1. You get to see Jared, who we had on a few minutes ago, and then James afterwards. But there's merch. I think I'm coming to help do the merch. So come and say hi.
Thank you.
And we can set you up with a new album. If you're leaving Tamworth next week, you can play it on the way home. And let us know what you think about it.
It's a good travelling album. That's the album.
I like the stories that people come back with albums. Yeah. I love hearing like what you wrote in a song or an album and what they took out of it. So it can be such a difference, and it's so the life of the song is huge.
Over 37 years and 14 albums, one thing I've never been able to do well is come up with a great video clip on it, because once you've written a song, you're reasonably fixed on what it's saying.
Yes.
But the fun part about it, we have one bloke who works with us, Paul Howard, who there's quite a lot of retro archive video at the start of tomorrow's performance.
Yes.
And I hadn't seen it until day before yesterday. I went up in bloody tears. It's my music, but the images he's picked to replicate the essence of the song.
Yeah.
I would never have thought I have them.
I love that.
It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, and I think, and I've said before, as a nurse, especially when I do work in, and I have done a lot of aged care in my time, but seeing what a dementia patient will take from a song and what someone else, it's amazing there too.
You make me cry because I lost mum to Alzheimer's, but I used to go and play in the homes, and every time staff would say, yep, it's great, you come fantastic. You honestly don't realise what a difference it makes to these people. They have a spike in cognition and interaction for 4 or 5 days.
They do.
After it's not just in the moment. So
it's and especially things like, when and unfortunately in some of those situations people can be the nicest person ever and they can get violent, or they can they sometimes go to quite extremes of what they've been like in their life. But you put a song on when someone's at that really agitated state, and it changes them completely.
You lived through it, so you'll know that Mum was always a great individualist.
Yes.
At one of the stages, as the dementia took hold, she couldn't stand some of the people in her care facility were Australian for that very reason.
Yeah.
She went around letting them all out. Said, this is right. I used to play her some of my music. Wonderful that we have to manage the entire facility.
Yes.
Just you, Joan of Arc.
I had this one lady that her husband was in the dementia unit. She probably should have been. And she came and she took him for a walk one day, and he made her a bit upset. And so she said, that's the way home. And she went the other way. She went back, and we had to get the police to find him. They know what they're doing.
Yes, they do.
Thank you so much for coming and having a chat with us. I know it's been a lovely time having you.
And I wasn't aware that you had spent time in the care industry, because that is a spectacular personality that can manage that. It's definitely a calling.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. I'm very lucky. Now I get to teach it, so it's even better. But we can make such a difference, and I think that's where Australian music and anything, healthcare or emergency service, veteran, any of that, we tie in so well, and it makes such a difference in all the industries.
I'm not old enough to have been forcibly shown how much of a difference music makes in people's lives. I've always believed it personally.
Yes.
I've done a lot of theatres at war, and you get people who come out of service and get back. So when you people arrive to entertain us, it saved our sanity because we're on the treadmill.
So. Well, I'm doing a lot of work. You've probably heard of the Due South, and Jared's jumped on as our ambassador.
Fantastic.
And for that reason, that's why when I jumped aboard, I'm like, our two fields can work together and make this because of that exact reason. And I've had so many friends come back and show me videos of different artists playing for them overseas, and gone, you don't know what this night meant. And we think it's amazing, and we would have loved it. Absolutely had a great time. But for them, it was almost reminding them that they were human. It was massive. So that's what we love. Can't underestimate the power of music. It's medicine. So thank you so much. It was absolutely lovely. We will see you tomorrow.
I'm going to go and rehearse, so tomorrow sounds good.
Oh, that sounds good. I like it.